This is mono red. We play mono red. Talent unnecessary. It's time for another episode of Not Collected, where I find a card from among the uncrafted cards in my collection. I have a lot of Magic cards on Arena, but a number of uncrafted cards, and we're going to see which of these today we're going to build a Brawl deck around. So we're going to go to my favorite color, red. Hi, it's me at CGB. And red is totally my favorite color. I'm so ready for this. Okay, I'm not doing Leonardo. You know, I made an exception last time. I was supposed to do a black commander and I did a white black commander. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go to a mono red commander. That's the plan. Zurgo Bellstriker. This is Ragavan at home. That's what this is. Why would we ever build a Brawl deck around Zurgo Bellstriker? Well, Ragavan can be built a lot of different ways. It provides value, it provides ramp, you're casting other people's spells. There's a lot of crazy things you can do with Ragavan. Zurgo is much more straightforward. It just attacks. I mean, that right? So this is, I hate it already, but this is like mono red classic. Now, we have a very important decision to make right up front, which is whether or not to try to cheat the algorithm. What I mean by that is, do we just play 40 mountains and Zurgo and all of mono red's greatest budget hits and hope that the algorithm gives us weaker decks and weaker commanders so that we can farm? Do we do that? That is something that you could try in Magic Arena. I am not going to. That's really not for me. What I am going to do is build a mono red deck, and it will have some 1-drops, but it's really going to be built with the idea that we always have our 1-mana 2/2 ready to go. And then after we play Zurgo, we follow through with the best 2, 3, and 4 drops in the mono red vocabulary and let those kind of carry the game, because mono red in aggressive, even in Brawl, where 25 life, it definitely has those things. So in our lands right away, we want to do some adjusting. Number one, let's get a lot of the creature lands and a lot of the cards that just benefit here. Like Barbarian Ring is 2 damage to any target, Ramanop Ruins, Castle Embereth. Let's get all of this stuff. Do we want an enters tapped creature land? You know, it's on the uncrafted category, and an entered tap land is not good, but I'm going to take it anyway in this case, because I think the creature lands are very good in 1v1 in a way that they never are in Commander. Some of you guys who only play Commander and then try to inflict Commander principles upon Brawl, well, you got another thing coming. Also, let's get these out of here, and let's get the Snow Mountains into the deck, because it's going to let us run some more creature lands. So this is the red cards we can run, but let's move over to the colorless lands. I love getting the lands done nice and early. This is a highly aggressive deck. I do not know if we want fetch lands, but we probably can. They fill the graveyard faster. We're likely to run Grim Lavamancer. We're likely to run other cards, and there might be a mountain that we actually want to fetch, because there are some mountain type cards that are pretty good. So I think we want the fetch lands. We'll take a Cavern, although Cavern is probably not going to name Orc or Warrior all the time. It's probably going to be whatever is on curve, although Wash Away, I guess, is a card. So yeah, Cavern pretty much goes in every Brawl deck that uses a creature as commander. I don't think we need anything like Land Destruction. This is a get 'em dead kind of deck. We could run a Dust Bowl and hope to just nerf their lands when we get ahead. I don't love it. I really don't love it. I don't think any of that is going to be necessary here. What I want in the deck instead are the creature lands. The creature lands finish the job. Gemstone Caverns, a lot of people running this. I was somebody who said it could be run in every Brawl deck. Here we have our 1-mana play on turn 1. I don't even think it's worth it. I think you just need a critical mass of kill them spells and you'll be fine. And I said creature lands, but Ink Moth Nexus really isn't it, because we're not an Infect deck and we're not a Pump 'em Up deck, so that's not quite it. But I'll take a Foundry that can attack. I'll take a Mutavault for sure. I think that's probably the best thing I can add. Nykthos Question mark, but maybe. Prismatic Vista does a lot of what we need it to do. And there are some like alchemy cards like this one that at max speed, this becomes a 2/2. I'm okay with this. I haven't really given it a full try, so this might be the deck for it. Of course, the amount of times I play red aggro are very low. Rogue's Passage is a good card in Commander that is not a good card in 1v1 because the amount of mana that you pump into it often gets blown out by interaction, which is very prevalent. So you Commander players, stop typing Rogue's Passage into comments. I see it. I know it's there. I'm just not going to play it. All right, so we're up to 49 lands. If we go down to 21 snow-covered mountains, is that enough mountains? I think it's enough mountains. Now, as for the land type, there is a gate that can seek a card, but I don't really want a tapped land. Not really. And then the other mountain you can fetch makes a 1/1 if it's your 4th mountain. It's like Dwarven Cave or something like that. I don't think that will actually matter. All right. Now, my friends, the part I hate. This sucks, but we do what we do. Mono Red's greatest freaking hits. Now, we don't need that many 1-drops. So if we're going to play a 1-mana card here, it's got to be an absolute banger. So like Burst Lightning, Chain Lightning, the interactive cards are going to make the cut here. But for the most part, our 1-drops have to be insane. They have to be Lightning Bolt insane, which fortunately we get to use. Monstrous Rage. You know, people have to talk about banning them or format staples in the vein of interaction type of insane, because what we're going to be doing afterwards is much more about the 2 and 3 drops that are going to be very intense. Flame Slash is kind of there. Like this card, I have been so impressed with, particularly in Brawl. It is rarely dead. There's almost always something to shoot. Now, how about Gamble? Are we going to gamble? Do we have actual art for gamble? No. Are we going to gamble? Gamble is a risky, it's like a weird card, but it's one of the only tutors red has. And I've seen it do a lot of good. I've seen it win a lot of games. Oh, Goblin Grenade. If only you were a goblin and not an orc, I could run Goblin Grenade so freely. But Grim Lavamancer makes the cut. That card's insane. I'm going to put in Hired Claw. I'm not even sure that I should, but it's going in. Hired Claw is going in. That card might be absolutely wacky. It feels wacky the more I play it. Now, is this the nerfed version? They unnerfed Kumano faces Kakazan. We're going to run that because if we have this on turn 1, the turn 2 Zurgo is a 3/3. Like, we're kind of guaranteed to have the payoff for it, which I love. Give me the Lightning Bolt. Still waiting for a real Lightning Bolt Arch. Monstrous Rage. Do I take Swifty? I can't guarantee I'm going to have the spells. I'm going to have a lot of creatures in this deck. So as much as I love Swifty, I don't think Swifty gets the nod here. I know we've added a bunch of spells so far. That's just the nature of we already have our creature. So a lot of what we're adding here are spells. The only creature that competes, Ragavan, Nimble Pilfer. But if Ragavan were our commander, we would probably be in a very different bracket. But we'll see how that goes. If this gets hell queued, just replace it. Just replace it with Ragavan. You'll probably have a better deck. It's fine. No, I'm not putting in Shock. Am I putting in Shove Aside? I mean, it's only to... Yeah, I don't think I need that. Soulscar Mage, Skirk Prospector. I don't think any of these quite get the cut. This is good with Delirium, but I don't think we're going to have many Delirium cards. Torch the Tower... Doesn't really fit. Zurgo, what is mostly Zurgo? Swing, and we have to be able to keep swinging, so we have to remove the opponent's stuff, or more likely in Brawl, their creatures their removal is going to trade for our creatures. So now as we get into the 2-drops, we want them to kill our commander, because that's usually what they do. And then we are going to take advantage of them killing our commander with just a who's who of more stuff they need to kill, and more stuff they need to kill, and more stuff they need to kill, until they run out of removal. They thought they had enough. They didn't. Mono red, nothing but the bangers, you know what I mean? And of course some value, because I can't resist value. I'm still me at the end of the day. So send over some of these, all these cards that you've seen in decks. if you've seen me screaming at the card over the years, it's probably going in the deck, all right? Especially if it's like a 2 or 3 mana card. This is gonna be a video. Is Cool But Rude there? I don't think it is, to be honest. It's slow, man. I've been blown out too many times playing Cool But Rude. And no, I'm not running the Coyote, Rarin fans. I might run Ruckus. Ruckus is actually pretty cool to just slap right on your Zurgo. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Dockside Extortionist is funny. What else we got here? I mean, there's just, it's kind of wild how many 2-drops Red has over the years. Dreadhorde Arcanist got banned in a format. Airshaker Kenra, that card made me miserable long ago. Eidolon of the Great Revolt, let's go. I like Electrostatic Blast a lot because of value. And that might be a bad idea in a deck like this, but I'm going to do it. Challenger. Do I have ways to target my own Challenger? Maybe we'll find a way. But it is a 2-mana 2/2 prowess anyway, and it's certainly on the list of what I would call Red's greatest hits for pissing me off. If you're missing out, you know what? It can't be that bad. Feldon, yep. I remember dealing with Feldon. Feldon was a pain in the butt. Just give me those 2-mana 2/2s with way too many abilities. I bet you can already think of what they are. I never thought this one was very good. It made the list many a time, but I never thought this card was good. It was always like the card I was the least afraid of when they played it. So we're going to leave Fugitive Codebreaker on the sideline. We're going to go over here and review a few more cards. Goblin Piledriver? Too bad it's not a Goblin deck. Someday we'll craft the Piledriver, guys. Not that I want to. Hazoret Godseeker. Start your engines. 2 or less can't be. You know what? I think this is the place for this card. It's too inconsistent in standard because you don't know you'll have a creature to use it with. But in this format, when you have Zurgo, Hexing Squelcher, 100% yes. Shove it down the blue mage's throat. Wait, what did I just say? Who am I? Give me Inti because we have a turn 1 creature every time to attack with to trigger Inti, so I think that fits. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a blood. Whenever you discard a card. Wrong deck. Karizev, I remember being mad at you. This is like some kind of a... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not reading all that. It's probably good. This is more can't be countered kind of riety stuff. Damage can't be prevented. That could be sweet. What else? Magda? I mean, these are just kind of okay in my book. They're not the, like, aggro mono red cards that terrify me all the time. So where are those cards? Who else is it? Can't attack or block alone. Mog Flunkies, 2-mana 3/3. Believe it or not, I remember this card from back in the day. I really do. But this gets blown out so often unless we have enough haste. So I might actually craft this and run this. But that card had impact in the day, much like Molten Impact here. And I think this Enthusiasm card are both good removal spells from the Alchemy card pool that don't feel like miserable Alchemy cards. They feel pretty good, to be honest. What else we got? Give me those good 2-mana cards. What have I missed? Probably nothing. I'm perfect at identifying red cards that are good. Surely. Rahilda I love. That's actually an Alchemy card I like to play. They do exist. They do exist. Needlehead, let's go. Where else? Where else can we just... these on-curve monsters. Robber of the Rich. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. We could Roiling Vortex them. This gets some players. But no, I think we're a creature deck. Give me Runaway Streamkin. It would be a good streamer name if any of you want to like really commit to mono red as a brand out there. Don't recommend it. Boring. Nobody will tune in. Searing Blood. There's enough Planeswalker decks that will get punished for too many cards like Searing Blood. Skullcrack. 3 damage and they can't gain life. That can get them. Show Off I would like to put in, but we're not a spell deck. Like I said, I think we're going to try to make a creature deck. I like this card. It's value. I love like 2-mana creature enters, exile a thing. You may cast that thing later. I'm a sucker for my value, even in my aggro decks. It keeps me sane. And oh my gosh, on mono red cards, my god. This is a good commander card. I'm not convinced this is a good brawl card. I have yet to see it really shine, so I'm leaving that on the sideline. Do I run the Pyromancer? It's pretty bad in specifically brawl because of the higher life total. When this does combat damage to a player, a random non-land card in their hand gains when you cast this, you lose 2 life. I mean, that sounds like some BS right there. It's also another ogre, but this is an orc. They're not the same. Great. Oh, well, so much for naming that with Cavern, but here we are. Wingnut. Whenever another creature gets a choice of these things, when it attacks, each other attacking creature gets this. I mean, honestly, in a creature deck, this is like often a 2/2 flyer. And we can do better. We can do better. That like hosing their non-basic lands. We can do better. The number of experience counters when you cast a spell during combat, get experience. Haven't tried this. I'm gonna leave it in the uncrafted pile for maybe another video someday. Although at the rate I'm making these, unlikely to get there. This card is supposed to be good. Discard your hand, draw 2. 3/2 haste. I've seen it a lot. We'll give it a try. Oh yeah, Annex. Oh, now that we get into the 3s, there's some bangers in here. You might be saying ball lightning. I'm not. I'm just not a ball lightning type of guy. But there's an equipment I might play. Give me the Blood Moon. Oh, some decks are gonna crumble. Some decks are gonna cry. Bone Crusher Giant. Absolutely. God, this is such a walk down memory lane. Give me the Bombardiers. They're busted. It's just all the meanest cards I have loved to hate. Give me the Chandra, Dress to Kill. Sometimes when that came down and you had no answer to it, you just knew the game was over. You're like, well, I'm not going to deal with that. I really want to count on luck, but I'm not going to. That's the kind of card I want to play so badly, but we have so many creature lands that I guarantee I'm just not going to be able to cast it when I want to. People have been running this card, Detective Phoenix, a lot. Yeah, let's do it. And we have the fetch lands for the evidence. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, some of these didn't get their time in standard, and it feels like it's almost anti-theme compared to how much I'm hating on some of these cards for the absolute beating they gave me in the past, but they're too good. You gotta run them. Speaking of which, Fable is like a mid-range card, not an aggro card for the people who absolutely love Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Flare Duplications is interesting inclusion, and it's free. Free cards are really good and often decide games of Brawl. That is the nature of the format. Is this whenever one or more goblins attack? Yeah, we're not goblins. Ooh, this is any target. Yes, it is. Ghostfire Slice. It costs 2 less if an opponent casts a multi-color spell this turn. That happens a good amount. Commanders, hello. Chain Whirler. I remember you. Rabble Master, going way back in time. I want to run Rabble Master. Rabble Master from back in the day. One of the first goblins to piss me off. Godric. Sure. I mean, Gut. Yep. I've been seeing a lot of Gut out there on ladder. One of those cards that kind of made the trip over from Cube. House Squad heavy. You haven't proven yourself, really. I mean, you're in a standard deck now, but we are not that deck. What else we got here? Legion War Boss. Nah, but I'll take a Lelia. I mean, Rabble Master I still think is better than War Boss, to be honest. But that might be the nostalgia. Give me Light Up the Stage. Ooh, Maddening Hex is another hit card that was designed for Commander. Magus of the Moon will host the multicolored decks. It's another beautiful card to include there. This mob seems pretty good. I don't know. I'm not positive about the mob, actually. We already have Chain Whirler. I guarantee we'll draw both of them at a time when we cannot cast them because we drew a Mutavault. So you got to be careful how much of that you run, even as a mono red deck. Little things like that, that is where you get punished the most playing aggro, is just those little hiccups that cost you the game. Oh, give me the once banned Rampaging Ferocidon. You shall not gain. Give me a Reckless Stormseeker, because why not? That had its moments, right? Beautiful card. at making me mad. Risk Factor? I remember you. But you're very much a burn spell, and this is a creature deck. Screaming Nemesis. 100% in. 100 bajillion% in. Where's my other red cards that make me hate everything? Where are you at? I don't think I even added a lightning strike. We could Stone Rain them. I mean, there's a world where Stone Rain's good. Give me Squee. I think Squee's pretty good. Is this the one that makes a ball lightning? Sure is. We'll take that. Much better than ball lightning itself. Power crept ball lightning. That's what we needed. I want to love this card, but at the end of the day, it is kind of a 3-mana 3/3 haste. It smooths your draw a little. It can cast stuff. I don't feel like it's the mono red card though, you know? Not this style of mono red. It just I don't see it. I don't feel it in my gut. What else? In them threes. Urabrask's Forge. I always felt like that was a different kind of card. It's a good sideboard card for mono red. You got to get picky though. Not just every card that ever touched a red deck in your life goes in, you know? You gotta do the things carefully. All right, now once we get to the 4s, it's got to be the real game enders. I think there's like Hazoret would be great, and then once we get to 5, I'm probably just taking guess. But give me the Planeswalkers. You know, they change the equation when they hit the battlefield. Give me the Chandra. That's a good one. Oh, I remember Experimental Frenzy. Do you guys remember Experimental Frenzy? It was a different time. I'm not convinced this is a good card, but I want to try it. It was a very different time for mono red, a very different time for Magic. The primary matchup was red versus control, and Experimental Frenzy was an A+ against control. Compare Experimental Frenzy though to Goblin Influx Array. Like, this card is like potentially better, but I'm not doing it. I'm trying to keep this classic. So of course we want Hazoret the Fervent and Hell Rider, you know? Those are some bangers. Give me some other nightmares of my past, please. Unfortunately, I have to run this because it's another way to run Ragavan, and it's a very good card. Kari. Zev, Crew of 2. I don't have to run it, but it's just a better competitive choice than a lot of the other options here. Ooh. If this is in your opening hand, you may begin with it on the battlefield. When you cast a spell, you may pay 1 to deal 1 damage. Not great. Combustion, though, 2 damage. If it's in your opening hand, if this or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, 2 damage. I think that is worth. Again, free spells, anything you can get for free often defines victory in Brawl. It's very good, and we're going to have to add some more free stuff. The Harvester, 5/5 Menace, when it's dealt damage, Seek. I mean, I think that's a pretty good card. It's a tough card for some decks specifically to deal with. Perforos is not really what I'm looking for. Pyrogoyf, whenever this enters, damage equal to its power to any target among types and graveyards. Well, that makes me want the Tarfire now. I think we have enough for Tarfire to go in. And I can't forget to add it. Oh, I remember Rekindling Phoenix. This card is probably power crept into oblivion, but we're going to play it for the throwbacks. Oh, Rekindling Phoenix. Nothing could kill it. They didn't put Exile on just every removal spell. They've kind of gotten back to that. An indestructible card is harder to get rid of. Sunspine Lynx, I think, is a really good card for Brawl, specifically. Although a Namba with Blood Moon is hopefully we never have to really find out. Oh, I remember the Raiju. Send the Raiju. I also want the Legend of Roku just because I haven't played that card enough. Torbran. Give me that. And yeah, this is going to be a hell of a build. But remember, if you're watching this long, but you're like, God, get on with it, you can skip ahead. Maybe the editor loves you enough to put timestamps. I don't know. All right, in the 5s, best 5-drop mono red card. I think, so 2 things come to mind. I mean, Fury is free. That doesn't count. But Glorybringer, Goldspan Dragon. Those come to mind. In mono red, though, did Goldspan Dragon really do it? Goldspan Dragon was really about, is it? Yeah, I think I'll stick to the glory, because you gotta be really careful here. But I think this Kindling card is one of the best like advantage engines that you can play, but I just don't wanna go into the long game here. I want to end games. We're here for a short time. Nova Hellkite can be warped. I think that gives it a big advantage. We're mostly looking here for cards that we can cast cheaper somehow, or that have like a free component. And I think we're kind of at a point of diminishing returns. So give me, what is the red free card? Pyrokinesis? Yeah, that's free. If there's another free red card, I can't think of it in exactly this moment. Now give me Tarfire, because I asked for it. Give me Lightning Strike. Give me a classic Lightning Strike. I mean, Jaya Lightning Strike. We'll do that one. And isn't there something that's like 4 damage to any target, like Char? Char is the old school 3 mana instant 4 damage to anything. This has just been power crept by the Ghostfire card, right? All right. So what do we have? 25 cards to cut. Honestly, that's right on average for me. That is usually where I end up getting to. I love Arm Scavenger, Corey Steel Cutter, even nerfed is really good. I think the Abbot is probably unnecessary. The Adversary, unnecessary, a little expensive. In the 3s, I love so many of these cards. And by love, I mean hate them in my soul. Mana screwing the opponent sounds so good, though. I'm going to take out the Stormseeker. That really was good against me because of the day-night stuff and the decks I like to play specifically. I don't know if I'm a good Godric deck, to be real, but I think it can make the cut. Like, why not? This Harvester is value but slow. Doesn't have haste. This is value but slow, but it's a card I just want to play. I'm still going to cut it here. We have 25 cards. We can't be here all day. Phoenix is going to stay. Karizev has haste, so it stays. Chandra is a very good card. We'll keep that. Frenzy, I have too many 2s and 3s. Like, it's not a bunch of 1-drops, so it can go, I think is... we'll try the Pyrogoyf. Our deck is set up for it. I think I might cut some of these Alchemy 2 mana destroy target thing spells. Fear of Missing Out is kind of a value card, even though we're a little delirious, but not a lot delirious. Dreadhorde Arcanist I don't think fits here. Scavenger, yeah, if Scavenger lives, I love what it does, so I do want to try to keep it. Opponent holds up counterspell, play Hexing Squelcher. Feels so good. Inti, I like Inti a lot. But it's not actual value on the first turn. Still, I want to give it a try. I'll cut the Enthusiasm, the Flunkies, the Molten Impact as 2 mana, like removal. Skull Crack, we are just going to try to be really aggressive. Wagon Wrecker, don't think I need you. The more I look at these cards, Moria Marauder, really good card if you're hitting, and it does work with Zurgo, so we're going to keep it. And what do we got? 11 cards to go. All right, Godric, you didn't make the cut this time. Squee, we do have the graveyard for it too. I'm going to try to keep you. Rabble Master, you're power crept. What can I say? It's been a long time. You're not gonna make it. This card, discard your hand, draw 2 seems nice, but I really don't want to read the backside ever. Nova Hellkite, you're too new. Like, you haven't proven nothing. Hazoret, yeah, it's Glorybringer. It's a good dragon. It's a really good dragon. Love the Raiju. A red source, that +2 is pretty hot. Man, Rekindling Phoenix. I can't believe it. This used to be one of the best red cards, very feared, but I guess Rakdos mid-range even more so is where it did its part. Cut it. Oh, feels bad. Feels a little bad. How about this Chandra? Has this Chandra been power crept? There's no way, right? It's got to be a good Chandra. It has to be. It has to be another like 2-drop over here that's not that good. I am an absolute sucker though for some of these ones that provide just the modest little value. I'm gonna cut the challenger. We're mostly a creature deck. I'm gonna keep the I think the Kenra stays. Things that make things unable to block are pretty good with Zurgo. Equipment's pretty good with Zurgo. Quarry Steel Cutter. I don't think this is the deck, and it's nerfed. That is so sad, but there you go. Gamble, you're out of there. I'm going to need incredible value. Hired Claw, I'm gonna cut you. Man, I think the Kumano will be really good in this deck though, because if you have the best 1-drop, you just play it on turn 1 like Kumano or Ragavan, and you save Zurgo to dash later and get that 2 points in. Feels pretty good. All right, 2 cards, my friends. The last 2, it's always the hardest part. I'm cutting a Spider-Man card out of hatred. I cut this card with hatred in my heart. It says other spiders on it. That was it. That was enough. And then it's probably a 3. Is it a 3? This isn't an is it deck. Shut up. It feels like it should be a 3 though. And we've got the Squee, which I still think is a lot better than some of the other versions of that effect that just poop something out when it attacks. But the Stoneforge armor might be even better than that. The Maddening Hex. I mean, this card gets work done. I haven't really played it. Ever. It's probably better in a burn deck than a creature deck, but it's good to have other permanents that deal that kind of damage. Man, it's a tough final cut. Some of you guys are like probably screaming to cut a land, but... Oh, you know what I don't have in here? We didn't go through artifacts at all, really. Yeah, don't have a Mox Amber in there. That's a pretty good card. That's a pretty good card. What other artifacts did we absolutely whiff on here? And don't say Mana Rocks. I don't think there's anything on quite the level of the Amber, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna cut the Ruckus. And let's do this. This is mono red. We play mono red. I crafted red cards. So disgusting. Let's go to battle. They'll never expect CovertGoBlue on mono red. Keep. But I don't, yeah, we're not playing Cavern early if we can afford it. We are up against Liliana of the Dark Realms. Often an oops all removal deck. I built this and loved it. Absolutely love this Planeswalker. It has kind of a combo kill with Liliana and Skitherix to just infect the opponent. I could sack Zurgo and copy the Duress. Let's not. Let's make sure they die. Lightning Strike or Flare of Duplication? Flare, Lightning Strike. Let's hope to punish them for that later. Skarizev. All right, let's get you ready. What do you guys think? Do they have their Toxic Deluge? Rampaging Ferocidon. Well, we can play that after combat. This is where something dies. Isle Blight. Okay. Let's name whatever the Needlehead is. Human. Of course. Why wouldn't we? And here's our Ferocidon. Unfortunately, I don't think our opponent will play creatures, but they might try to gain life. Or they'll just lose life, that's fine. And they missed their land in that deck? Ouchies. Here we go. They're at 15. They're at 14. The door must be closed. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. You gain 1 life for each of its colors. Sneaky. Ooh, that is a fetch land that doesn't get the thing that makes a 1/1 or the gate. Maybe those should be in the deck. But this is where drawing the lands gets pretty scary. Fortunately, we can just keep re-Zurgoing our opponent. Get him, coward. If they cast a card draw spell, we're in good shape. Dust Bowl. Sure. So this is minus X equal the number of swamps. But they have to off the Liliana for it. So it's like basically a 4-mana removal spell, and then their commander is more expensive in the future. Ooh, baby. I told you. I told you they'd do that. Yes. Now we could target them. No. No, I'm greedy like that. Thin the deck first. Although, I don't know about you guys. When I thin decks, we immediately draw more land. If this is 2 lands, theory is proven. Pretty much. Down to 9. Come on, Hazoret the Fervent. Runaway Steams. Let me guess, something dies. I'm sure it's a lot of removal in there. They're feeding a cycle. It's a good card in this format. All right, give me Steam. Give me Magus. Hit my land drop. Let's go. Your Dust Bowl's a mountain. How about that? Yeah, when playing a monocolor deck, that's not the card you want to draw. Ooh, Banky. I mean, you love to see him squirming. Jeez, oh, please, come on. Come on, deck. All right. One life. One life. Surely they got nothing. Come on, I'm sure your deck is all removal. I mean, look at, there's a Bile Blight right there. But like, what level do you think Bile Blight is on for being included in these decks? It's probably like the 15th, 16th removal spell. And off the top, Damnation, but then we just Zurgo rush them. Dash, rather. You siege the mirror for Damnation. Wait, is Damnation in this? It is, it is, it is. Or Languish would do. But then Zurgo gets the job done. And they know it. Game. I will say the black decks in Brawl do tend to use their life as a resource a bit much. And it's to the point where I actually try to cut a lot of very good cards that force you to pay life so that my snuff out doesn't kill me. Like cards like Infernal Grasp are very good, and people justify it by saying 25 life in Brawl, so you even have the extra life for free. But there's so many of them now in black. Of course, Necropotence, Black Market Connections, you know, but there's so many more cards like that. You gotta be careful. Love this. This hand is sweet. And we're on the play against Kefka, which is a Hellq commander, so much for cheating the algo. There's a Ragavan. What do we do? Do we summon Brihilder? Do we dash Ragavan? Do we cast Ragavan? Let's see what happens when they attack us. I think that's the answer. Sweet. I'm gonna play my 2-drop. There you go. We're going to try to slow roll the Ragavan to get value from it because I am a value fiend even when I'm playing mono red. Nick those. Brian Hilder usually does have a target on its back. You get to exile this card. You can play it as long as you put a lore counter on a saga. So they're going to want to kill that. But look at that. They took 3 damage from that. They're already at a normal starting life total. Artifact land. Oh no, Ragavan! Not like this. The Gatekeeper. Oh, they have a fetch land, don't they? That's why this card is good. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a type with the exiled card, 2 damage to that player. Yeah, play a land, you take damage. That's gonna be nice. Could have Monstrous Rage there. Made sure we got the damage in. Honestly, not sure if that would be right. Oh, gross. Okay, let's see. Oh, man, we can't save anything with the Rage either. They had to draw frickin' Fury? Messed up. What did they exile? Fiery Confluence. Interesting. Now let's see if they mess up their numbers. Because I can save something, right? They have 3 damage. They can't assign it all to both. So they probably need to put 2 here to make sure the Gatekeeper dies. No! The hell? Magic Arena. The hell are you doing? Okay. Computer frozen. It's happening so much more, I feel like. Man, and I need to respond to that with a Rage, right? Because I can save something. They can do 2 to 1, 2 to other, or 3 to 1. 2 to... Yeah, I can save something with a Rage if I get back in there. Come on. Come on. I hear it. I hear the rope. No, 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 no. Well, they missed their land drop. Have 4 cards in hand. Cacaw. And nothing else they can play. We still have a shot. Beautiful. Get countered. Ah, you saw him reach immediately. Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of Ward. Hey, that's Consult the Star Charts. Love that card. Dude, easy. They probably didn't hit a land, which is funny in its own way. Well, that was fine. We gave our opponent a time walk and we won the game. This is mono red. We play mono red. Talent unnecessary. Uh-oh. That's a really good deck. Made a video about it, the Storm Spinner here. Good deck, but we have Leyline. Oh, yeah, they're a very interactive deck. Let's go. I honestly forgot the Leyline was in here. But man, when you have it, get him. 1 mana 2/2 Jackal Pups, power crapped, baby. Bring forth the Arm Scavenger. I want the Scavenger. I do. No way, another 0 mana spell? Okay. This is fine. This is fine. That was turn 1 for them, by the way. What a stupid game we play. Oh my god. Hey, I got my land. Can't wait to get countered here. What do we do? Commander card advantage. Lead with your Zurgo. When in doubt, lead with the commander. They can play their commander and just kill it, but then they take 2, and their commander's on the field, so we can zap it. They're taking all their damage now. Good for them. And they're keeping it basic. So they either have a Blood Moon or they're playing around Blood Moon. Encampment? All right. They're going to protect this, right? I think they are. But we should probably try to remove it. If we fail, though, we can't do anything else. So yeah, I'm just going to go for this, get it countered, get beaten to death by their commander for a minute, and try to set up a little. We got to wear them out on resources. Yeah, that card is insanely good. We are just outsized in every way here. We're getting damage in on them. Four or 5, huh? Play this card and attack. It's a suicide mission. Oh, that's not what you want to see. But we got to deal with the board. Gonna scoop. That game was lost on turn 1. Insane. Force of Negation is a hell of a card. Force Spike is a hell of a card. I told you this game is defined by free spells. I thought having 1 in hand would be pretty good. God, blue cards are so nice. I hate just having to hope my stuff works. It's so obnoxious. Karametra? Okay. Well, do I go first? Hey, I do. We got some busted cards in this hand. That's something. Think we just want to fill our graveyard right away, so I think we just fetch a mountain instantly with these fetch lands when we can. Bombardier, shock a creature, blah, 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 opponent dies. Don't worry about it. We'll show you. I'm more of a shower who don't tell when it comes to these commander cards with stupid text. Uh-huh. Llanowar Elves, you say? Wow, all the fetch lands together. How about that? Opponent has 5 cards in hand. Get him! So far, so good. Brush land into a 3/3. Well, let's show off the Bombardiers. So the boast ability goes active after it attacks. Then you choose your target. Then you sacrifice another creature or artifact, and you deal damage of its mana value. +2. Because why +2? No idea. And then the opponent's stuff just starts dying. Like it was never there. If it hits once, it's usually turning one of your worst cards for one of their very good cards while getting damage through. If it stays on the board, it just eats their board. Always trading whatever your worst card is for their goodies. If they double block the Bombardiers, I can sack the Robber. Or I can just sack the Robber and kill the Fanatic now, because it's not doing that much. Stomp the Llanowar Elves, cast Light Up the Stage. Seems good. Do we let them block? It's if they double block, we can sack the Robber, kill a thing, but then this got blocked, but then the Bone Crusher trades for it. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Sure. So right now, this is going to die. Neither of them will die, so we should deal. Well, that's kind of true. The Bone Crusher does kill something else. But it's probably better to sacrifice this and kill what we want to kill. This comes back from the graveyard, which is a bit of a pain. I think it's this. Like this? I really do. I don't want to give them the 4 mana play of bring out the Fanatic. And light the stage. Woo! That'll be a nice for next turn. Let's get the Llanowar Elves off the field and hold up some Bone Crushing. We have until the end of next turn to Monstrous Rage our Bombardiers and make our opponent very sad. Their commander is not a creature. It requires a lot of devotion to be one. It is a turn off, which is definitely a turn off. All right, so I'm assume they're gonna gain 4 life. Weird choice. Because they wanted to use the Fanatic for mana. Yeah, they got blown out for that one. Whew. I don't blame them, I guess. The more I think about it, the more you gotta make big plays to be in that game. You have to have things work out. This is mono red, something mono red. The bear? The freaking bear, you say? All right, we got a Mox Amber handle. Let's go. Shock, ponder, dead. Right to Mutavault Squeetown, I believe. The longer you're squeeing, the more 1/1s you're making. The more dead they'll be feeling. Oh, the Frogger. That can be a big frog. Let's get to it. How many cards you want to discard? 1, 2. I just mind twisted them. It's probably scared to block right now. And just in case it wasn't scared enough to block, we'll put out this Annex so that we replace any creature it decides to block. You gonna discard some more to let it survive? Oh my god. Oh my god, your hand. What are you gonna... The squee? They don't even... Oh my goodness. The desperation. In it goes. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You can have 1 card back. I'll allow it. Nice game. Excellent Magic the Gathering experience. Psychic who? Psychic what? Ah, one more for the dailies, baby. Well, I guess that's the upside of a mono red deck. We've been on the play a lot. I'm sure that has a small impact on our win rate. Is there really a good reason to run red without Ragavan? I guess without Ragavan as commander, one, if it's banned, like the competitive Brawl event that's going on. But two would be, I mean, the matchmaking, it seems like we're still getting pretty intense matchmaking, but it's not Hell Q matchmaking. It's not Teferi. It's not Rusko. So what would it be? I guess the matchmaking and less distractions. I think Ragavan players tend to put in some distracting cards because they like casting their opponent's spells. They like putting swords on a monkey. They like assuming they'll have a bunch of artifacts, but when Ragavan dies 2 or 3 times, some of the cards they throw in their deck because they assume these things are going to work out end up being bad for them. So that's what I would say. Yeah, just okay, we're up against Kinnan with Blood Moon. Is that good? I mean, 2 removal spells is good. Squelcher might be good. Some Kinnan decks play a lot of counter spells. Draw land, play Raiju, win game. Drum, 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 drum. Has he? Let's do it. They're not going to counter anything here, right? Let's get that max speed cooking. It's a 5/3 indestructible, baby. Oh, we got to get max speed. We can do it. I think this is the place for this card. Although I'd love to draw the other Hazoret and 4 lands as well. 2 basics right away means Blood Moon is trash. But this is probably where they play Kinnan and a creature dork. Oh. Oh. They're going to give me a Drake? I don't know about that. They're not going to have max speed anytime soon. That's a hell of a play to make. Woof. Word up. They were really afraid of this card. I don't think it's going to do anything for them, and I think this 3/2 is going to beat them to death unless they have a way to get it back. Some way to bounce the board. But if they were going to target it with a bounce spell, they're going to have to pay the ward. Dude, Kinnan is a Hell Q commander. Like, this is one of the ones we can and should be afraid of. Let's see what happens here. All right, that needs to die. They both need to die. But if only one card dies, it should be the Gwenna, right? Let him keep the Commander for a minute. There you go. So we're probably not Flame Slashing the Kinnan. We're Raijuing. Let's get aggressive. Counter on the Squelcher. Max speed! Not that we need it. The Hazoret's on their side of the board. Drop them to 3. All right, Kinnan, show me what you can do. With the drum, it is kind of a mana dork. It's not totally useless, but oof, this Storm Drake. Giving me this Drake. I don't know about that play. That's a rough one. Inga and Essica, some 4/4 that lets things tap for mana. Flame Slash is licking its chops. A Bloomy Tendy, a scoop! Easiest game of my life. Hell Q my butt. There you go. This is Mono Red. We play Mono Red. Thank you to the sponsors of this video, CoolStuffInc.com. Use promo code CGB5 at checkout to save on your order and get a CGB token. Thank you so much for all the support over the years. As always, my friends, you're cool.